I think that Miami is the greatest city in the world.
I just think giving back to the community, it feels good.
Tomorrow you don't have. Right now is all you have.
You've got to give back. You have to believe in something, and you have to help to drive what it is that you believe in.
It's spreading love and kindness.
My name is Myrna Vaca. I'm a Miami native and a community strategist. Love the Miami community, and most importantly, love its people. There's certain things that bring a lot of joy to my life. You know, my kids, my family, being part of an organization like Nicholas Children's or like the Marlins or like the University of Miami bring a lot to how I identify as an individual. But the greatest thing is being a part of something greater and being able to create value. It's a great pride. It's a great sense and a source of joy to be able to highlight Miami as a city. Its uniqueness and its strength comes from its people.
Hi, my name is Keone McGee. I am the Vice Chairman of the Miami-Dade County Commission. My impact on the current community is for the younger generation to aspire to be or to emulate. That's important because many of our experiences in life come by way of interacting with people. And the interaction I want them to have with elected officials, particularly government officials and attorneys and business people, is one of good nature, good heart, but more than anything, importance to their future growth. Our life experience tells us one thing, that it is our job to reach out to those who are watching us. Our job is to allow them to see that they can do better than us and they will do better than us. And we can never look down on them when they are faced with their obstacles and their situations they're going through. What we should be saying to them as a living example, we've all fallen on hard times. We've all fallen on times where we wanted to give up and we have given up. But our job should be to remind them, similar to how we've learned, it's okay to get 99 no's, but it's even better to get that one yes.
Hi, I'm Leslie Simon, Community Engagement Director of Southgate Group. That is Southgate Kia, Southgate Toyota, Southgate Rent-A-Car, and Southgate Education Fund. When I began working here, this company just recently had their 15th anniversary. They get involved with the community, and what they knew that they had two objectives. One, work with the community, and the other one was work with the community through education. When I began to see what they did in the past, and then the best way to give back to the community is work with them and for them. I say in Spanish, es las manos se hicieron para dar. And when you give your hands to the community or to other persons who need support, what are you going to receive? You're going to receive their hands. So it's like a mutual support. It's your sharing love, and that's what I had in my family. And then I said, well, it's a blessing, and I had to take it from God. And then how can I say no?
I'm Gene Schaefer. I'm president of Bank of America here in Miami, and I also serve as a regional executive for a global commercial banking business. From my standpoint, I feel privileged to be able to give back to the community. I think I'm privileged from a personal standpoint. I'm privileged from the work I do here at Bank of America, and I get an incredible amount of support from the bank to make sure we're doing what we need to do to have a positive impact on Miami. So we have a responsibility to give back, and we have the resources to give back and the support to give back, and that's what keeps me coming in every morning.
You've got to give back. You have to believe in something, and you have to help to drive what it is that you believe in. My name is Vanya Laguerre, and I am the local market executive for Bank of America here in Miami. This work around connectivity and relationship building is critical now, and it's going to continue to be critical. And I think that that's where there's a tremendous opportunity for the younger generations. Find what you believe in, find what you're passionate in, find what you want to impact, right? And be willing to invest in it, be willing to give into it, whether it be from a volunteering standpoint or whether it be you find a way of investing in it, your time, your resources, and grow into the impact that you want to have.
Right? It's the ability to take something you have and to help others.
My advice is to just get involved.
The payback is multiple. And so I would just encourage everybody, spend the time, get to know what the needs are in the community, find out organizations like Be Strong International that do an incredible job, and just get involved. Whatever you can do, time, money, whatever it is, get involved.
It just so happens that here is an organization, Be Strong International, that is embodying that work and delivering that work. I would urge everyone, right, whether it be from the standpoint of engagement for the community standpoint, but also learning for your own personal benefit as individuals and your personal relationships. You will gain something and you will impact if you are involved with Be Strong International. So my advice to everyone is selfishly on one side, but also an opportunity of giving back as well to the community.
Community means to me
Collaboration,
mutual support,
Togetherness,
Vulnerability, authenticity,
diversity, inclusion, love,
Loving thy neighbor,
like that sense of foster togetherness.
protecting thy neighbor,
impact,
and elevating thy neighbor.
and it means helpfulness.
and acceptance.
maybe if I had to pick one word, just strength.